Hello and good afternoon. How you doing? It's Gus Tucker here, Financial Freedom Fridays, and we're excited to be here. Like, subscribe, share this with folks. Let them know, hey, we're here, and we're talking about your 8 financial breakthroughs. I've got some exciting news about the book you see behind me, and we're real excited to be here today. So today, we're actually on breakthrough number 5, and we'll go through the breakthroughs, and you'll see which one we're on. We're going to be talking about liquidity. We're going to talk about liquidity. Cash flow is king. Cash flow is king. Okay. Cash is cash flow is an ace. Cash is king. And your credit score is queen. But we're going to be talking about liquidity, which is cash flow today. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Oh, I got a quick back from the beginning. I run through the slides real quick. Up. Here we go. Oh no, hold on. We got to get back to slide number 1 here real quick. Here we go. All right. So we're on breakthrough number 5, liquidity. We're talking about the need to have cash flow or liquidity all the time. Because at the end of the day, your home, your business, your life is running on cash flowing. Okay? And so just like water in your house, if water backs up, that's not a good thing. The whole thing about plumbing is it's a flow. Any kind of system, it's about the flow, whether it's a financial system, water system, electrical system, computer system, it's about flow. Okay, so we need to have cash flow. So in terms of developing your plan, and I would encourage you to get with a financial professional to put together a plan. And plans are needed by everyone to go through this process. This morning, I was on Zoom with a new client in Ireland. Okay, and Ireland is different than Illinois, where I'm at, but it's the same. Euros, dollars, Dublin, Chicago, the principles are the same. And so this morning we're establishing our relationship. Second time we've talked, beginning to understand their goals and beginning to gather information from them. And we put together a plan, and we talked about some things about what they want to do with their housing, what they want to do with their retirement. They have dual citizenship with with 2 different countries, how they're going to handle that. So planning and then execution, coordinate the resources, execute the plan, and then manage it. I'm encouraging you that your financial breakthrough won't happen really until you have these things written down, planned out, with expectation. Okay. This is just solution. So Gus, what do you do? Which means, like, really, people, what are you going to sell me? What are you trying to get me to buy? It's not really about that. What it's about is, no matter what you're going to execute, if you go to a doctor, and I always say this, prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. If you go to a doctor and something's going on with you and they are diagnosing you, they have products and solutions available. They could have medicines, right? Further tests to give them information. They could have surgeries. They could have treatment plans that are physical and non-invasive, that are around exercise and other things like that. But they just have these at their disposal. They need to know first what the patient's needs are. We're the same way. What we're here to sell you is what will make your plan happen, what will make you better. And any financial professional is going to be doing that with your best interest at heart. Because the only reason for a financial plan and strategy is to support the life that you want to live. Does that make sense? So the products and solutions we're going to use are the ones that are going to make your life happen best for you. Okay. And our goal is we want to create stability. So the end of the month and the end of your money coincide with some left over. Okay. Security, we want to have some margin, and we want to have 6 to 12 months of a contingency fund. And we're going to be talking about that today. Financial freedom is we want to have that contingency fund. Plus, we're now starting to build wealth, and you're beginning to sense the whole area of financial freedom because you're not making decisions based on money anymore. And then financial abundance is kind of like the analogy of the fish. You know what the fish doesn't think about every day? Water. Why? Because everywhere they look, there's water everywhere, right? And financial abundance would be living like that. There's financial abundance and money everywhere, okay? Now, these are 8 financial breakthroughs, and they're in order. Financial awareness is about your education, understanding how you interact with money, okay? And we've covered that. Protection from threats. There are 10 things minimally that can impact your income and impact those that are depending on you for income. There's cash flow today, and having, budgets and enhancement plans for your cash flow, beginning to create multiple streams of income. Your debt to income ratio, we talked about managing that. Today we're going to talk about liquidity, number 5. Liquidity. You see the water faucet where you have money flowing right through your system. And then we'll get to 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now available on Amazon. Our book, primarily authored by Alvin Darien with the innovation team, of which I'm a part of, which is that blue band across the bottom of the book. It says Alvin Darien and the Financial Pro Network innovation team, of which I'm a part of. Our book is an Amazon #1 bestseller. So you could go to 8financialbreakthroughs.com. That'll link you directly to the book, or you can go into Amazon. But I encourage you to get the book and begin reading through it. Because as you read through it and you go through the 8 financial breakthroughs, there's homework at the end of every chapter. And it's the homework I'm taking you through here on the podcast, on the Facebook Live. It's the homework that if you do the homework, you'll begin to put your plan together. And when you read the book, it'll be the concepts behind the plan. So you'll really begin to understand some things. We have some other books to help substantiate and undergird each financial breakthrough. Okay? So get the book. It's now available on Amazon. 8 Financial Breakthroughs, Amazon #1 bestseller. On our website, which we are continuing to enhance, are these courses. So the courses will support the 8 breakthroughs, but they also support just questions you have about finance. This is just a few of the classes that will be available on myfinancialpronetwork.com. So keep checking back with us, and these classes are continuing to become more and more available. Okay? Now, where are you on your financial timeline? Okay? Are you on the accumulation phase where you're looking to build your income and your assets and you're building toward financial independence? Or are you on the distribution side where you're 5 years, or you're in that what we call the red zone for retirement? You're 5 years or less to retirement, or you're in retirement and managing your income for life. Where are you at? Because your goals and how we're going to leverage and look at the 8 financial breakthroughs is based on where you are in this timeline. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it does. Hope it does. So this Hendrik Van Lin Smith is a investment banker who's an expert in the whole area of investments and banking. Says liquidity equals freedom. When you look at your bank account and you know your bills are this much and the bank account has this much in it, how do you feel? But if that's reversed, these are the bills and this is the money, how do you feel? What am I going to do? So Liquidity equals freedom. So how do we improve our liquidity position? Okay, you can talk to financial people and they all have different perspectives, but focus on what you're growing. What you focus on tends to grow. So what do you want to grow? Your cash flow or your expenses? I can hear you. It's cash flow. So focus on growing your income instead of saving money primarily. Am I saying you shouldn't save money? Of course not. But what I know is that if you focus on your income, growing your income will create stability. And it also creates opportunity. And we encourage you to develop multiple streams of income, but do it one at a time. Now, why is that? We should always live below our means. We should always live below our means. But in the meantime, grow your means. We should always live below our means. But in the meantime, while you're reducing your expenses and getting out of debt, increase your means. So in the meantime, increase your means. Okay, guys? Does that make sense? So yeah, we're going to live below our means. We're not going to blow money, but we want to be increasing our means at the same time. How do you do that? Several ways. These are the basic ways. One is some sort of entrepreneurial activity. What does that mean? Solving a problem. Business owners solve their clients' problems. What problem of somebody else do you obsess over so that you can provide them a solution to their problem and therefore get paid? Our book, 8 Financial Breakthroughs, Amazon #1 bestseller. Why? Because it's solving a problem. People are looking for a financial breakthrough. How about you? Do you want to break through in your finances to the next level? And the byline says, the ultimate guide to building wealth for your financial future. How many people in America need a guide, a step-by-step practical guide, along with some support to reach their financial goals? Everybody does. So we solve the problem. That's what entrepreneurs do. They solve a problem. The problem the book solves is guidance and wisdom and practical steps on what to do. So doing that is an entrepreneurial activity. And having this Facebook Live podcast is another part of that. So what entrepreneurial activity could you be involved in that creates value for other people that they'd be willing to pay you for? Because making money is a matter of someone giving you the money that's in their pocket. Why? Because they value what you're doing for them more than they value holding on to the money. So you can increase your cash flow through an entrepreneurial activity. You can get a second job or a job promotion. A second job or a job promotion. I tend to lead towards the first one because in your experience, how big are when you get a raise at your job, how big are they? 20, 30, 40, 50%? No. Annual raises tend to be in the 3 to 5% range. And then getting promoted is typically in the like 15 to 20% range. But how many of you need to double your income to really start making some hay? Man, that's probably going to come from an entrepreneurial activity. Now, savvy investments can help you, but investing tends to be more of a long-term kind of concept where you're growing at low double digits, mid double digits. If you're looking for things that are going to pay you 20, 30, 40, 50%, those tend to be higher risk items or very unique alternative investments that aren't even available to the average person. And it takes being an accredited investor to get access to those. If you don't know what an accredited investor is, it basically means you as an individual, you're making a couple $100,000 a year, as a couple 300,000. Your net worth is $1 million outside of your home. Or you're in the securities business or financial business and you hold certain designations or licenses. Then you're an accredited investor and you can be made aware of investments that are private, not registered with the SEC or with FINRA that manages securities in our society. So savvy investments. As an accredited or non-accredited investor, getting the best returns you can on your money. And at the same time, you're increasing your income and decreasing your margins. Your expenses. That means your margin is going up, and that means you've got more money that you can then put towards your future. Does that make sense? Okay. The emotional circumstances of earning. Take a hard look at the how. How do you make money? And why are you doing what you're doing to make money? Because that's going to impact your attitude. Do you work in a toxic environment that's not very uplifting or inspiring? It's actually kind of negative, and you kind of gear yourself up to even go into work every day? Are you in a toxic environment? Are you in a banal or banal environment? It lacks originality. It's kind of obvious and boring what you're doing. Not a real fun place to be. It's kind of drudgery, man. If it was a color, it'd be gray. Toxic would be black. Okay, banal would be gray. And inspirational and compelling would be a rainbow. It inspires and enables change. It's all of God's colors working together. You're excited. You're fired up about what you're doing. You're excited about the difference you're making in the world. You're on mission and vision, and you're making things happen. So what are the emotional circumstances of your earning? Toxic, banal, or banal, or inspiring and compelling? If it's not number 3, find a place like that you can be. Because that's going to increase your ability to make money, and your creative mind will soar in those environments. Now, every pile of money needs a job. Okay? And so some people call it a budget. You can call it priorities. You can call it buckets or goals. But here's a concept. Hire your money to do jobs for you, right? When you pay somebody, you're typically paying them to do something very specific. Hey, do this. Like we had somebody, a really good friend of mine, put some doors in our basement, changed the whole look of the basement. Some doors, and he put some marble, like ledges on our ceilings in the basement. Those two things totally changed on what the basement looked like. Why do I mention that? Because we had to hire money to pay for that. So we hired money to be able to hire somebody who could do that. And that accomplished the goal for the future for us upgrading the house. So hire your money to do things for you. Okay? Now, here's the thing. We teach giving and savings are to be the priority uses of your resources. Why? If you read those verses in Proverbs, the generous person, okay, the generous person is the person that tends to flourish financially, not the person who's miserly and just thinks about themselves. So if giving and savings are your priority and you're a generous person, expect to be blessed. Okay? And then you identify key buckets and goals for your priorities. In other words, do you only have one bank account, like a savings and a checking account, and everything gets piled in? Well, when that happens, everything looks the same. And then whatever happens in your life, you just go to that pile of money, start using it. But what if those piles of money were broken out into separate accounts? Okay, this is for household expenses. This is for the trip we're taking in December on the new Royal Caribbean cruise. So we need to put that money over here. This is a staycation we're doing downtown, and we need to have money for that. That's in a couple of weeks. I'm going to replace a car, and I am. So there's a bucket for that. And then there's a bucket for this, and a bucket for that, and a bucket for basic household expenses. So you've got a bucket for all of your meaningful priorities. So your money doesn't get mixed up, and neither do you. But it's clear what your money's for. And the last thing I could encourage you to have is a benevolent fund or philanthropy bucket. How many of y'all have people that ask y'all for money? If you're listening to this broadcast, you're probably doing better than most of the people in your family, and you're more conscientious about it. So they're probably coming to you when it's times are tough and they need money. Well, the best thing to do is, I think, is to have a benevolent fund. And then here's one of the things you can say. This month, brother, we've used up everything, or sister, everything we had in the benevolent fund. We've already helped people with that. Next month, we're having a new allocation of funds, and maybe we can help you then. But if somebody comes to ask you for money, you don't need to feel guilty about it, because you're deploying your money the way it needs to be deployed to make the future happen that God has for you. But at the same time, you are considering those in need and placing a part of your money over here that you can do the benevolent fund of philanthropy with it, okay? Prepare a 6 to 12 month contingency or emergency plan. I don't like saying emergency funds, because it's only an emergency if you don't have the money. If you have the money, it's just an unplanned event. Okay? So we need to have some financial contingency, just because we don't have the perfect insight into what the future is going to hold. So 6 to 12 months is a starting point. And the question is, are you prepared for a financial contingency? And what does being prepared mean to you? Everybody's different. Some people it's 3 months, 6, 12 months. Some people it's more than that they need to have on hand to feel comfortable in their life. Excuse me. Do you rely on cash, credit, or personal loans from colleagues and family when these instances come up? When these contingencies come up, how do you usually handle it? Cash, credit, or personal loan from somebody? And what's the largest contingency you've had to confront in the past? What's the largest one? And going forward, what size are you prepared for currently? If this amount popped up, I can handle it because I got the cash for that. Or if this popped up, I've got the cash and access to credit. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to wind down by asking, do you have an emergency fund in place or a contingency fund? How big is it? How many months is it? How many thousands of dollars? You want to at least be at 3 months, at minimum 3 months. Okay? If an emergency would occur, how would you handle it? Man, you just go to that fund you have set up. It's clearly marked contingency fund, or it's marked the place where you're going to put your funds. Okay? If an emergency should occur, how would you handle it? What kind of cash flow enhancement plan could you create to increase your current and future liquidity? I know I myself am working on things that I can share with other people to create a business that creates what's called passive income, where the tool I put in place is what's creating the income, not me. So I would ask you to really think about your contingency plan. Okay? Do you have multiple accounts set up to support these different needs? And if you haven't started your contingency plan, when will you? When will you begin to do that? Okay? And I just challenge you to schedule time with a financial professional to go through these ideas. So money is good, and the more, the better. I've heard the song, more money, more problems. But give me the money problems. Okay, I'd rather have those than the health problems or the mental problems and things like that. So this is our book, Amazon #1 bestseller, 8 Financial Breakthroughs. You can go to the link that's on there, 8financialbreakthroughs.com. You can click on that, or you can go to Amazon and find the book's name. Okay. Next thing, you want to book time with a financial professional, myself or someone on our team. Be happy to sit down with you and walk you through our financial discovery, which is based on the book, 8 Financial Breakthroughs, best-selling book. And we can give you some practical ways to go about handling these 8 financial breakthroughs that are really going to drive your financial success in the future. So with that, appreciate you guys listening in. It's been great here chatting with you on blackdoctor.org, Financial Freedom Fridays. That's liquidity, developing liquidity. So check that out in the book, 8 Financial Breakthroughs. Get your copy of the book by going to the website, 8financialbreakthroughs.com, or on Amazon. And the QR code you can click. You need to schedule time with someone to sit down with you and answer questions and just make this stuff second nature. Okay, guys, have a great rest of your week and weekend, and we'll see you next Friday for Financial Freedom Fridays. You know, we watch SWAT. It's SWAT, and one of the things they say before they get out the truck and go deal with the bad guys, they say, you know, Hondo says, stay liquid. So, breakthrough number 5, stay liquid and have 3, 6, 9, 12 months for contingencies. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the next level of liquidity, having money for financial opportunities next time we get together. All right. Take care, guys. Take care. Bye.